howdy folks, Argsy here. Welcome back to the farm. Now, as you would have seen from that introduction, we managed to get all our soybeans planted over in our field, and we've skipped forward. We are now a month further on into June, and you can see in the revision mirror there, we've got the old International up on the back of the trailer. We're heading down. We talked about it before, about getting some grass equipment and making a bit of hay out of this field right here on our right. We haven't done anything with it before. But we've had a few of the local equestrian people, horse owners, keen and interested in getting it mowing, and sort of they'd volunteered to do it and said they'd pay for it. And I was like, well, actually, why don't we look at investing in some equipment and making a few small bales, something small that's easy for them to handle. They don't have big equipment, they can't do the round bales or anything like that. So we've done a bit of scouting around, and we've managed to find a local contractor who had some old equipment lying around. We've buying that off him, and we're just going to go and pick it up. There's we've just about got everything. I think he had a mower, a tedder, got some windrows, a small baler, and a bale trailer. So I think he's pretty much got us fully sorted. And this guy's been in the hay business for quite some time and has upgraded their fleet. They've got a much bigger lot of equipment now, so they don't actually need any of this. It's going to be sitting in under the trees and around the yard, kind of collecting dust, so to speak. So it's hopefully it's going to work out really well for us to use for our enterprises. Alright, let's just have a look here. Wait for these lights. See if this guy next to us is going to. No, complete disregard. Black bands, eh? Thinks he's important. Anyhow, we'll head on down. Farm's over that way. In fact, when we get there, it's not actually that far from where it is across the back to our farm, but we do have to drive the whole way around. So that's the plan today. We do have a few weeds in the crops. We'll go and take a look at those afterwards. Might have to get out and do a little bit of spraying as well on those, just to get that under control before the crops grow any further. But let's carry on, go and check out what we've got, what we've bought, and what new equipment we have. So here we are, just pulling up to the yard. Now I think most of their equipment will be out. It's a busy time of the year for the big contractors with the hay making. But this is where we are going to pick everything up, and I can already see they said they'd pull the baler out because it was actually stored in the shed. And I've got that there for us, but let's just go and have a little bit of a look around now. You're probably wondering, we've got the tractor on the back and the pickup, how are we going to get it all back? Uncle's here with us, but he said if you're going to have that stinking camera out, I'm sitting in the back and he doesn't want to be on it. Isn't that right, Uncle? Yep, silence. So anyhow, we'll get out. Let's go and have a bit of a look around here and see what we've got. So starting off, I mean at the end of the chain, but this is probably the most important part. We do have ourselves a baler here, a little New Holland 575. It's got the chute there. I think I might have to do some modifications. I don't know if that drawbar there is able to be made shorter or anything like that, but we do have the chute there. Probably folds down a little bit, but that means we can actually stand up on the back and have someone grabbing the bales off the chute and stacking them on the trailer. So that's going to be pretty good. Now, yeah, oh, there we go. So I'm not quite sure where everything was going to be, but looks like we've got the mower over here. Decent sized mower actually. Looking forward to trying this out. Older New Holland disc spine. Not the biggest, but doesn't need to be big for the amount of grass we're going to be covering, is it? And all of this was pretty cheap. Like I said, it's seen a few Ks, a few hours. It's done quite a bit of work. Made a few bales and things like that. So it's been used, but it's been well looked after, as you can tell looking at it. And the last two bits of equipment we do need here, the Vermeer tedder, so get everything spread out. And then we've got this older New Holland rake. Quite a cool little contraption. Very interesting how these work. Kind of you offset the back wheels, and you've got these rollers here which spin, so you can actually get it all set up and offset. It's kind of cool. And then obviously to be able to road it back, it gets all lined up. So like I said, we've got Uncle here. We're going to hook the tractor up to the mower because that's the first thing we need. We're going to also try and get, I'm just trying to figure it out, we're probably not going to get much on the trailer. Maybe the tedder. I was hoping to get the windrower back as well, but we might have to just do a couple of trips. We can hook most of the things up to the pickup. So anyhow, let's go and get the tractor off, get things set up, hooked up, and see what we can get back to the yard. Well, there we are, all loaded, tedders on the back. We've got the mower. It is going to be that second trip back. We can pull this with the pickup. In fact, that's not going to even work because we'll have the trailer with the pickup. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll get this all back somehow. Might be a couple of trips, but for today, the main purpose is at least to get this mower back and to get the tedder back, and then we'll see how we go for getting the rest over here. But Uncle's all set to go. He's going to head off in the pickup. We're going to follow along with the tractor. He's just heading straight back to the yard. We are going to go and jump straight into the field and get that grass mowed. See how this mower all works out. Looking forward to giving it a try and just having another string to our bow here on the farm. Could be a good little exercise. It's not going to be a huge money maker, but at least we're making use of the land we have already. So we'll see you down in the field. So here we are, just about at the field. Now I'm quite excited about this. I love the smell of freshly mown grass in the morning, and it is still quite early. Let's just get turned in here. While we're at it, actually, we can take a quick look at our soybeans. You can see them in there. They've all come up and started growing. A few weeds, like I said, a few weeds in and amongst it, which isn't ideal, but we'll just have to make do with that. So let's just see about getting this all set up. I think get it unfolded. Let's drive forward a little bit there. We should be able to now. We can adjust which side it's on. You can see we've got the swing there. So we're going to leave it out on the right. Let's get it turned on. Mower load down. Is that as far as it will go? Here we go, that looks like it. So that should swing out. And there we go. Getting some grass mowed straight into it. Now, before we go any further, let's just stop there. I'll just turn that off. Jump out and go and have a quick look. There you go. Soybeans. Looking good. Right. Well, it's doing a great job already, isn't it? Look at that grass. Oh, I said there's actually quite a bit in here. It's a little bit a bigger area than you'd think. Nice not doing round bales in here because they'll be rolling all the way down the hill. The smaller little bales, they will be a very good option. So there we go. That looks to be working pretty well. Cutting nice and close down onto the ground. Not too close, but getting everything out of it. So let's carry on. We'll jump into this and get this all mowed. And then I think it'll be just a case. It's early in the morning. We'll let it dry for a wee while. Go away, do a little bit of spraying. Bit of morning dew still sitting here on the plant, so we want to make sure that's gone. Weather forecast is nice. Wind's not meant to pick up, so we should be able to get in, do some spraying, and then we'll be able to carry on with the grass work. But first, let's go and get this all mowed. Well, I gotta admit, this mower is just about perfect. A little bit underpowered, I feel, on the tractor going up any incline. It certainly does drag the power down, and we can't go quite as fast as we can on a downhill or a flat, but it's not too bad. Typically I got distracted here just in that last little bit. A phone call came through, but I didn't quite get it done properly, but here we go. It'll take 2 seconds to get turned around and do that. And there was also a little bit I noticed just down there on the edge of the field which didn't mow properly, so whether I was over the field boundary of what we own and what's the county road or what it is, but we'll go and just make sure we can try and get that done again. It could have been just that we run too much of a slope. Spin around, so we can get that tidied up as well. Make sure we get as much of the grass mown. It's on a little bit of a dip or something. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, I think we're just the size of the mower and just the terrain there, it's just sort of sitting down inside it. That's alright. Let's see actually what I can do, because we can offset it. Let's just try and do it the other way. Might make absolutely no difference, but worth a shot, right? Have a look here. Put that down. There we go, we've got those bits. Probably a different angle or something like that. Managed to do that. Let's see. Get this part here. There we go. Problem solved. Pretty much all done at least. Right, we're going to get that turned off. Fold back up, and we'll be back up to the farm. Like I said, that did not take us very long at all, but we're only making small bales. We don't need to make a huge amount. It's just, like I said, it's just for some of the local horse owners, stables and things like that, to just to have some supplementary feed for their horses. So yeah, let's get on back up to the farm. Go and pull the sprayer out. It is all, we've been over it. We were over it after we'd finished planting. Kind of gave it a once over and got it all ready set. It was, of course, it was winterized. We'd taken all the fluids and everything out of it, but just gone through and made sure that the nozzles are all nice and clean and no blockages or anything like that. So we should be good to go straight into the fields. We do need some herbicide though, which is something we've not got at the moment. So we might have to go for a little bit of a drive, get that teeter off the back of the trailer, go and pick up some herbicide from down at the shop. Anyhow, let's get back up to the farm and we'll sort all those things out. Well, that's us back. We've got the sprayer out, teeters off the back of the trailer. We've just put it down there for now. Mower's parked up over there next to the disc. But like I said, we do need to go and get some herbicide. I did do a double check. I didn't think we had any left. Got a couple of totes of fertilizer. Actually got a few boxes of seed there of corn seed. And actually, if we're heading down to the store, I might take that back down to them. They'll be able to store it there, and FBN will come and pick it up off them. So we'll get that ramp put up on the back. We'll get those boxes put on as well. Take the empties back down, and we'll come back with some herbicide. Right, last box. Get thrown up on here. Fills the trailer up pretty quick when you get 6 of these up on here, but there was one that had about, I don't know, a handful of seeds in the bottom of it. We'll take that back. I'm not too worried about a refund or anything for those ones. Well, of course we won't get a refund because we haven't paid for it yet. So it's all on the interest-free terms that we get through FBN. So there we go. Right, let's put that there. We'll put this away, and then we'll be back with some herbicide. Before you know it, get this down to the store and get started on some spraying while the weather's still good. It's not too warm out yet, but it is going to be a beautiful day. Good grass drying conditions. That grass we've mown should dry out reasonably well with the nice sun out. Hopefully we get a little bit of a breeze just to try and help it along its way as well. But get these strapped down. There we go. Right, let's head on down to the store. Go and get these taken back, and we'll be back with some herbicide. Well, there we go. We've got a couple of totes there with Authority XL herbicide. Hopefully that's going to do a decent job. I think 2,000 litres each, so we've got 4,000 litres. Fingers crossed that's going to be enough to cover all of the fields. Of course, if it's not, we can come down and grab some more. But there we go. Let's jump back into here, head on back up, and we'll go make a start on some spraying. Well, that's us back here. We're just getting the first of these totes filled. In fact, there it goes. It has all been used. So that's 2,000 litres in the sprayer. Now, I can't remember the actual capacity of it, but we'll try and get this second one put in there. And then I think we're going to start on the fields over the road. We're going to do the corn directly over the road. We'll get into the big soybean field out behind it. And then we'll see how we're going with our spray. If we need to, we can always take the sprayer down to the store when we head on down to do the field down that way. It's not too far out of the way, rather than taking the pickup down and then bringing it back. So we'll see how we go, but let's get this last tote in and head on over and start spraying. So I didn't quite fill the sprayer, 88% full, but let's go and see. Fingers crossed it's going to go on alright. Of course, no smarts on the spray. We're not having any spray technology or anything like that. It is just applying herbicide across the whole field, and of course it is a selective herbicide. Obviously, we're just taking out the weeds. We're not trying to kill our crop. Let's head on in here. We'll just start off, like I said, we'll start off in here in the corn. Turned in, get the boom all unfolded once we get into a position. Set up. There we go. Get that to unfold, and then we'll be good to go. Cover a decent amount of land in one go with this sprayer. It is fantastic. Of course, if we just have a look there, see that's lowering down. We don't want that down that low. We're going to have to raise that up. It's raisable, I know that much. Look at this one out. There we go. Push that up to there, and we should be good to go. So let's get it turned on. Move over just a couple more rows. Let's head on down the field and get rid of some weeds. It'd be great to see these gone. There you go. Disappear before your eyes. It's almost an instantaneous spray. But perfect, and we run at a great clip with this thing too. Look at that, 15 miles per hour. Makes it easier to try and cover a decent amount of land at a good clip. So let's carry on. Jump into another little time lapse here, and we'll see you again probably once we've got through these two fields, assuming we don't run out of herbicide beforehand. We'll wait and see, bated breath, how far this will go. But anyhow, let's crack into it. Well, there we go. We've finished 2 fields. We've used a little over half of our herbicide, but I reckon we are well and truly over halfway through what we've got to spray. Other 2 fields we've got quite small, and then we've got our plot over with the soybeans in it as well. So I'm kind of optimistic we might actually manage to get them all done. Now, how handy was it that the width of the sprayer pretty much worked out the same as the markers, the row markers from when we were planting? That made it quite easy to actually line up and use that marker through the whole field. Worked out really easily actually, so that was fantastic. Right, let's head on out this way. We're going to take a right, we'll head on up the road, do this other little field up here, then tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over and do our field after that, and then we'll come down and finish with the one down next to the hunting lodge, the big new hunting lodge, purely because if we do run out, it's only a short little drive from there down to the shop to go and top up, and fingers crossed they might even have some part totes, or just be able to put some in for us rather than take them full tote size, but if we have to, we have to. That's what it is. We'll carry on up this way, we'll get things unfolded, get up into the field, and we will just carry on. But yeah, going very well. Do have to remember, I don't want to turn my lights on, but we do want to remember here, turn our blinkers on. In fact, we should get out of that fast lane as well. Get pulled over here just in case there's any traffic behind us. Anyhow, get up around the corner, get into this next field, and keep on moving. Well, as you can see, we changed our plans just a touch. We came up to this field. I could tell we were not going to have enough to run all the way over to our field and get that done before we ran out. And you can see there, we shouldn't get much further than the end of this pass. In fact, here we go, we are out. So what have we got? Maybe half this field done? Headlands definitely take up a good chunk of a field when you're spraying. But get this folded up, we'll head on over to the shop. We'll buy our full tote, we'll get it all topped up and put in there. Come back and finish this field, head on over to ours, and then we'll be done. I haven't looked at our little PDA yet to see exactly how much I've covered, whether I've managed to get all the weeds or not. I do know in this field there's just one little spot just down in there that I didn't quite pick up, but fingers crossed we're getting most of it, and it'll be interesting actually to see from manually spraying all of this with no GPS guidance steering or anything like that exactly how well I have done. So head on down this way, merge into the traffic, and we'll head on down to get some more herbicide. Alright, all done. 2,000 litres of extra herbicide. So we're going to carry on getting this field finished off. Lots of time lapse in this, just because of the way I'm doing it. It's much easier to do it with a time lapse than it would be to try and do a montage or anything like that. Of course, driving straight lines when I'm not using guidance steering or anything is a little bit difficult. Also being a little bit brutal with the crop, but we're not damaging any of that this time around, so can be a little bit liberal with what we're doing and how we're driving. Let's head on over this way. I do need to figure out where we were. About here, wasn't it? So we'll get this unfolded, we'll start back up the sprayer and try and get the rest of this field done and move on to our fields. It's certainly a good thing we took a full tote, just going under 300 litres, so we've used up 1700 litres extra. I horribly underestimated how many acres we had to spray and probably how long it's taken to do actually. While it hasn't been slow, by any stretch of the imagination, it has taken me a lot longer than I had anticipated, which will mean that this is going to have been quite a long time lapse. We'll see how it goes. The edit might cut some of it out, but here we are. That is just about us all finished here in the field. So what we're going to do is I will we'll get turned around, get these last little pieces done, and then I'll actually take a look at the map and just see how good a job we've done. Did we manage to get all the weeds? Was there any big patches we missed? Was there any small patches we missed? How have we done overall to cover off all the weeds in the field? I feel pretty happy about it. I know there'll probably be a couple of little strips here, maybe some little green lines across the map of areas we didn't do, but all in all, I reckon we've done a pretty decent job. The other area will be around the field edges. I do know there's a couple of spots where we missed some, but let's just drive on down here. We're going to park up out at the edge of the field and take a look at the map. Alright, well, moment of truth. Bring up the PDA here. We've put it onto weeds. Let's go and have a look down here. So we started out in this field here, one little green spot, a little bit on the edge there, not too bad. Coming down here, I knew we'd missed a spot in there, it wasn't worth going back for. Just a little bit around the edges of the field, but all in all, a decent job. This field here, once again, wasn't worth going back and doing that little spot. A few little green spots around there just on the edges, so not too bad at all. Back up in this field, a little bit of a stripe through the middle, not too bad on that one. And here, the only bit, and I did spot that, was on a couple of the little hard parts to get into, or at least on the edges of the field where we weren't quite close enough. So all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with that effort of getting all the fields sprayed. And when you start to look at it, that one's definitely quite large. It's probably even bigger than these two combined, I would have said. Very close to anyhow. So happy to get that all done and be finished with the spraying. So that's going to be a perfect spot for us to wrap up. We're going to head on back down to the farm. Go and get this all put away, get the last of the herbicide taken out of it, get it all sorted out, because all going to plan. We shouldn't need this anymore. And then we're going to put our feet up and let that grass dry off a little bit. We'll be back later in the day, and it will certainly be in the next episode to get that tedded. And then hopefully, if we can sleep and let it dry for another day, we we should be pretty close to obviously getting that all windrowed and made into some bales. So again, looking forward to doing that. That is going to be the task for next episode, but for today, for this episode, we are all done. As always, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.